What up, guys? Welcome to the Tuesday episode of the Road to 150. We don't label our show numbers. We're pretty bad at that. But thanks for joining us for another one. We're getting to August 1st. This is like that home stretch. So thanks for joining us, guys. I know you've been following us for quite some time. We got plenty more to go. So I am Davis Pang, writer for Fantasy Six Pack, and with me is the ever so dope Hope. Hope, how you doing?
I'm good, Davis. It's fun. It's just such honestly the most fun time of the year. Getting reports left and right. Football's back. You can say it. We can say it at this point. We have football this week. It's super exciting. Every little camp report and blurb, changing the way people draft. You can hop right in the draft and get a faller if you want. It's such a fun time, and I'm just excited to ramp back up the drafting, which I have been doing lately. I've been doing about 2 to 3 drafts a day. It seems like for about the last 2 weeks or about a week and a half. So it's been a good time. It's a good week. Excited to get into some of our topics tonight, but yeah, it's been a good week.
August 1st, we still got a month and some change, right? I'm still waiting for the news where some guy plays Hall of Fame games and we get to buy him for 8th round this year. So that's what I've been waiting on. Obviously, as Nobo just pointed out, we got that Cooper Cup crazy noise that just occurred before the show started.
I know.
Oh God.
We were just talking. I'm a little bit more on edge than you because I've been taking Cup at 3 over CMC and Tyreek. I'm at 16% Cup through about 85 BBMs, and so I still got a good bit of CMC and Tyreek because I have been lucky with top 5-ish picks, but. Yeah, that would not be great, to have someone I've been super in on, taking him at the 103 go down here. But he walked off on his own power. It seems okay. Maybe he misses a little bit of practice time, but, we didn't get the carded off, which we've gotten so many times this week. How many, they're bringing the card out for everything, it seems like. Then you get a report 2 hours later, it was an ankle sprain. I think that happened. Did that happen with Travion Williams today? He got carted off, and then it was a low ankle sprain or something. But yeah.
I was joking on one of my tweets. I was like, yeah, I had to go number 1 really bad, and they took the card out for me.
That's all.
It's but we've seen that in an NFL game. I think it happened to DK last year.
DK, yeah.
DK had to use the restroom really, really bad. They had to pull a card out for him. I thought
we all remember the infamous Paul Pierce wheelchair. There's some debate there whether that was the case with that situation back in the day, but. Yeah, they're pulling the card out left and right. We've got some reports that it seems like where these, camps happen isn't actually that close to a building, if they're kind of, especially on the far end of the practice field, it's just more efficient to take someone to a training room on a cart than have them, if they are slightly banged up with a turned ankle, walk, 200 yards across multiple practice fields. So
no, some of them are as far as miles away. 2 miles, you're not. If I just rolled my ankle and a 200-pound player smacks me, I'm not gonna make that guy walk 2 miles to the practice to the. It just seems like excessive. It makes sense.
So
our headlines.
Yeah, so our topic tonight is gonna be guys who we've heard the drumbeat for, and they're either confirming our priors, or even we got some situations where maybe we don't want to miss out on this drumbeat. Maybe it's someone we weren't as in on. But who's your first guy? What camp news has either confirmed your priors or the drumbeat that's just super positive?
First off, it's Michael Thomas, man. Everybody knows. I'm just in on it this year, and everyone thinks I just love the guy. I really don't. Personality wise, I think he's kind of a dick from the past years. He's been kind of a diva, but everything kind of pointed in his direction, right? He's on the field. That all the reporters are talking about. Look, Thomas is on the field. See him? Thomas and Carr have a connection, and Carr has gone out, and Thomas have gone out, and just really patting each other on the back on every interview. Just constantly, just patting each other on their back, and he's out there. He's being featured. It's a 1-year contract. I get it, but like that. You don't bring a guy back like that for as high as they did with the so many incentives if you don't plan on using them, and they are like there's a lot of headlines about him. I see, for every 7 Thomas headlines, I see like one Olave. Not to say
Yeah.
Olave is worse than him, but they really talking about this guy.
It seems like him and Carr like have a bromance going on. It really does. Like I'm with you there. Like, he's a guy that obviously you've been in on the whole time. I'm sitting about at the field on him. I've not been fading him or going too heavy either way. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a drum beat there that he's having a really good start to camp. I know there was some stuff today that he's still working his way back. He's still got a little rust, which is to be expected. He's played 3 games last year, hasn't played many games in 3 years, so it makes sense. But it does seem though when he's out there, he is performing pretty well in camp. So we'll see from that.
Yeah, I think he's going to start off really slow. And I also think there's just going to be some things he just can't do anymore, right? Like he's probably not going to be this deep route guy like he used to be able to go. But I buy into him just because he has hands. That guy has some really good hands, and I think he's going to be a red zone threat. So that's what I like about him. I think this year it's kind of showing that. What about yours? What's your first one?
Yeah, so Tarek went ahead and nailed it. I think it's just a fun one that's going around for everyone. But Calvin Ridley, we all saw him run that route right after Zay Jones and looked just 10 times faster than him. But luckily, Calvin's been a guy I've been in on pretty much all summer. And I get the concerns. He hasn't played much football in 2 years. But Calvin, last time he was on the field, he was an elite producer. He was a really good prospect as a first-round pick. And I just want to bet on the Jags. That division is so bad. They're going up against 3 bad defenses, 6 times. I just want to be all in on the Jags. And so I'm betting on Calvin Ridley this year. The drum beats are there for him. Like, it's confirmed. I mean, all of it. Drum beats, confirm my priors. I've been on him the whole time. So, yeah, he's a guy that love the camp report so far, and I'm glad that I am in on him and the Jags.
I mean, Calvin Ridley needed the break, right? He had a mental health issues. He had some little bit of injury issues. And he was also playing like on a bad team. Like, if you're going through something mentally and your team sucks, it really doesn't feel good. Like it's like going to work, right? Like if something bad happens in your life and you went to work and your work is like toxic, like you're not gonna be at your best. So I think like Ridley gets a big pass on for me. I'm not the biggest Ridley guy. I wasn't taking him in as first round 2 or 3 years ago.
Sure.
But I also just didn't think Matt Ryan was just like that guy anymore. But Trevor Lawrence is that guy. Trevor Lawrence is the best prospect since Andrew Luck, and he's showing up. Like he really is showing up, and he's good. So I'm in. Like I'm buying Ridley. I have probably 13-12% of Ridley, kind of toned off a little bit, but like I'm not falling under 10. Like
it's funny too. Like I talk about how in I am. It just shows the different ways we draft. Like how hyped I am for him. I have 16%. Like I'm just barely in front of you, but it's double the field on a guy, and so yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, look, he's getting some steam. I've seen him go in a couple drafts the past couple days, like mid-second. I'm probably going to pass there. I've got a lot of 3rd round Ridley. I don't think I need to chase him up into the 2nd. I'll start taking some other guys I wasn't taking as much of. So that is one thing
Ridley.
Yeah, I probably do from earlier. I need to look back, but yeah, so I don't want to chase it up too far. But yeah, I love the stuff that's coming out, and I just love the Jags in general.
And to top it off, like the last thing I would say, he's in prime age, right? Like, we make fun of Thomas and some of these other receivers like Hopkins because they're in the 30, 31, 32s, but like Ridley's 28. That's like exactly the prime age for receivers to be great. 26 to like 29.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's there. Like, so I don't think a physical fall off is going to be there. I really doubt he did nothing for the last year, right? He got signed almost immediately with.
Yeah, if anything, he got less, tread on the tires for someone his age. Now, he was an older prospect too coming out, but he was a 3-year college guy. But yeah, getting a little less tread over the last year and a half.
He's playing for a contract, man. He's trying to get that Zay Jones money right now. He's trying to impress, but he is like he finishes up. He'll be 29. He's good enough for a 3 to 4 year contract for 50, 60 million. Wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't either, especially if the Jags have a really big year. They're going to win a lot of games just given their division, but yeah. So I'm excited there. Your next guy, we're just playing the hits here. The Davis Payne. I'm just joking. I'm with you. I saw the quote from the I
gotta take my laps, man. I'm screwing it. Like James Conner, baby. Like, let's go. You'll be seeing him again on Thursday soon. I'm telling you right now. But like, they're literally just saying like we're not losing games, we're gonna do it, we're just gonna use this guy, like let's abuse him. He's on a 2-year contract. Like we saw this with Melvin Gordon. These 2-year contracts, I love these. Running backs on 2-year contracts are probably my favorite contracts in the NFL because you know exactly what's going down. Use and abuse, and then we're gone, right? These guys are going to get used up, hopefully try to get one more contract out of it, which they probably won't. Like Melvin Gordon maybe got like 2 contracts, but they're all minor. But these guys are trying to show their worth. And they're not going to go out there and be like, hey, coach, I need to save my body for the year you guys are winning. By the way, I'm 30. Like it's not going to happen. So he's going to get abused. He's probably going to miss a few games. I'm okay with that. Price is baked in.
Yeah,
He's like
and then
RB like
wasn't
30 right now.
the quote from Gannon? I think I found it. Didn't he say he's ready, excited to watch Connor get behind the O line and cram the ball up the middle or something like that? I'm paraphrasing it, but yeah, I mean that's kind of exactly what you want. It does seem like it's going to be Tune or Colt at least the first few weeks to 4 weeks. A lot of checkdowns coming. Like I just think that the volume's going to be there. Obviously, we're going to worry about the touchdowns. Will be a thing, but he's going to be a really good volume play.
And it's the price we're paying for. But paying for volume at like pick 85, right? Like that's cool. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, no, I think that makes total sense. And this one we can kind of tag team here for my next one. But it's JSN, right? I mean, have you heard like one negative thing on JSN coming out of camp? I mean, the dude is making a ton of plays as we thought, and yeah, so I'm just excited. I mean, the drum beat is there for him. I think they're going to run a ton of 3 wide receiver sets. And then plus, I mean, both their RBs just went down. Now, we're expecting both to be back by week 1, it seems like. But, Kenneth Walker, I mean, this is a groin injury. Last year, he had hernia surgery and missed week 1. This could be hopefully it's not for him a nagging thing. The shoulder stuff with Charbonnet actually seems maybe a little bit more serious. We're still waiting. I don't want to speculate too much on those 2 things.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Seahawks might just have to pass a ton this year. And we already thought they would. They're going to be in more 3 wide receiver sets with JSN. And honestly, he could just be the best receiver on the team. Maybe not right away. But, yeah, just love everything coming out on him. And, of course, the sexy new uniforms as we posted on the thumbnail. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm just so excited.
So yeah, he's been my kind of that drum beat now. Like, hey, I just really can't ignore him. Everyone knows I was very in on JSN coming in as a big board. Like this is the guy. Like he's gonna go up in ADP. He's gonna crush. But lately, obviously, I've been kind of falling off a little bit. Just I don't really want to spend on a very impacted room. That's been my biggest issue with him.
Yeah.
It's when I'm having to share with 2 other star receivers, a pretty good tight end, and then possibly a run first off. Not run first. I actually don't think they're a run first offense, but an overall pretty solid offense. But like JSN is the best prospect, and he would have been an elite prospect last year. And I think that's what we get discredit him for. It's always, oh, he would have been just okay. No, he would have been one of the best prospects even last season. So that discount that he's getting isn't fair. So I've been adding him a little bit more lately. I think if I'm buying him, I said this before, like I'm buying him for week 17. I think he's gonna have a great second half of the season. I think first half is gonna be a toss up, but now you lost 2 running backs, and Gino really sucks in the red zone, but he sucked at the red zone with DK. It's gonna be a different story with JSN
jump
over
balls,
the middle,
right?
So I think this is like
a guy who can unseparate real quick. So would love that. Let's take a quick second. I want to answer Kevin's question real quick. I'll explain my process on exposures, and then you can hit yours. We'll hit it real quick. So for mine, I mean, I think a lot of people know watching. I base everything off that 8% number, which is if you're at 8% on someone, you're at the field. That's the amount of times they get drafted throughout the whole contest. And so I kind of base everything around that. I am more of a balanced exposure player, which means my highest guys are going to be like 20, 25%. I have a few of. And then I, of course, have some that haven't taken it all or 1-2%. Tyler, not allowed to discuss exposure public. But yeah, that is how I, do mine. It's everything revolves around that 8% number. And then if it's a guy I'm in on, I want more than that. And it is something I really do pay attention to quickly. I've got the tools that help me with that. It's kind of the way I play the game and enjoy it. So that's how I do it.
I'm a little bit different. I do have player takes. I try to keep them as minimal as possible. Anyone who's ever read my articles, I don't ever put out like my favorite 27 players in this position, right? It's always like
Right.
3 to 5 guys I like, 3 to 5 guys I don't like. It's very small because I do think a lot of info is ambiguous. And I think a lot of guys kind of just fit well. I think ADP has been great the last few years. Yes, we have some onesies and twosies that get wrong. For every time we get Josh Jacobs wrong, we probably got like 15 other players correct, right? Um, so I like my exposures where I have the leverage, where I think this guy helps me. I also do a lot of builds. My construction builds tend to shape. So right now, hero, dual elite, so hero RB teams, double elite, and then are my two big builds. And there's a lot of players that fit that category, right? Like big reason I have a ton of Najee is because he fits hero and he fits double elite. Why I have
Yeah.
James Conner because he fits hero very well. Even sometimes like pseudo robust and double elite. So I do a lot of build base, and my exposures usually come out from there. So like my ambiguous players are my favorite ones, like the guys I think that can fit multiple roles and don't kill you in those. So overall, round 4 plus is where I have most of my higher ADPs with high exposures. This
Yeah.
year being an exception for Najee about 36, but I don't have like 50% exposures on round 2, round 1 guys.
I think that makes total sense. And I do think I kind of like, I think you can have player takes mixed in with having 8% of someone. I mean, 16%, you're doubling up the fields,
Yeah.
on someone. So it's more minute. I get that. It's not as like out there as having like 50% of a guy. But I mean, when you're 16%, you're literally doubling up the field on someone. So it's just how you look at it. And I get that. But I still have my player takes. It's just more balanced than that. But yeah, it makes sense. But hop over
Uh,
to your next guy, another cover boy.
Another drum beater. My last prior is going to just be Jerry Judy, right? And here's the thing: I'm going to point out for all three of these guys. I had none of these guys last year, but Jerry Judy is a guy just in on. I think Cortland Sutton got some decent news today, but it wasn't like the news that you think like was like to me that describes like confidence in him. But Jerry Judy's been getting all the confidence, like running the best routes, crushing every DB, has better connection than Russ, Sean Payton's favorite receiver. Like and then to top it off, like, knock on wood for those other two guys, but like Tim Patrick and like KJ Hamler just went down again, right? Like
Yeah.
Jerry Judy has not been the biggest bill of health, but going in round 4, early round 4, like on a good shootout game in a good division where all 3 of his opponents, 6 of those games can be shootouts. And then, obviously everyone loves the Chargers game. Like, I mean, Judy's the guy. And I think Russ is going to come back. And Sean Payton, everyone thought that coming in May, June, that Sean Payton was on the way out on Russ. Like, hey,
Yeah.
he's just going to come here and then we're going to see Russ gone. This has been the opposite. Like, he is literally just belly up, just kissing up hard. Sean Payton's like, they really screwed Russ last year. The Jets were so, they just went on this
Oh
rampage. So,
yeah.
like, this is telling me
Yeah, he nuked Hackett.
he sold it. He sold on this guy. So, we'll see. So Judy's that guy. I think I'm gonna be. I have a lot of them. 30%. Maybe I'll get more. Who knows? But he's an easy buy, and he feels so much more fun to take than like DK Metcalf and these other random round 3 guys.
I like it a lot. Yeah, no, I'm with you on Jerry Judy. I'm in on the Chargers, so I do pair him up a good bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, Jerry Judy is an elite prospect, and yeah, the receivers are going down around him. Right, it's him, Cortland Sutton, who is also injured, a decent amount, and we're not as in love with, where he's at physically. So he should just have a huge opportunity this year. Uh, my last
Even
one, no, you
Mims
go.
is even injured too. I
Mims,
was like,
yeah,
even Mims is injured. Like,
yeah,
come on.
no. Yeah, Judy should have a huge opportunity. My last one. This is definitely a little bit of confirmation bias considering where I was at earlier in the offseason. But I just love the highlights, the drumbeat coming out of Giants camp with Jalen Hyatt. You're getting some reports he's already kind of mixing in with the first string, and then you do have to watch though, because then I saw some other reports. It's like he's actually only caught 2 passes from Daniel Jones in the last 2 days. So like you get a lot of mixed signals there, but I like the jump beat for Hyatt. I mean, I've laid out my reasoning for him on a bunch of different streams throughout the offseason of, the draft capital. Yes, it was 3rd round, but it was almost 2nd round. He was just a guy coming into the process that, people were in on, and I'm still in on. And it probably also confirms because I have so much Daniel Jones that I just tack him on late. But his price now is 17th, 18th round.
Oh yeah,
For a
good
deep
spotted.
shot guy, veteran best ball type profile. So I like the drum beats coming out of Giants camp
I
on
mean,
Jalen
I was gonna
Hyatt.
say like 2 catches from Daniel Jones sounds better than Michael Wilson catching passes from like. You sent me that video. I was like, ugh. Like,
Yeah,
did the Cardinals really think like anybody wanted to see that? It looked like ass.
it did.
Shout out to Will for joining, Pat, Kevin, and
Yeah.
Michael. Actually, you should skip straight to yours. The drum beat you had today, because Michael has a question for you on that one.
Okay. So yeah, that was my one. So I had another category. We're gonna kind of talk about like who's the drum beat you can't ignore. And this one for me is, who was the guy that maybe you weren't as in on, but the drum beat's just there. And it's there with Jameer Gibbs and in Detroit. Like this coaching staff just loves him. Like, I mean, he might not come off the field. We're already getting, Jameson Williams out for 6 weeks, and now he's like kind of, I don't know what he's got going on here to start camp, where he's not doing great, getting in fights. Like, there's some worry there, with Jameson Williams, I think. And so if that's the case, like, and just I don't know, did you watch the whole like draft room video? I don't know if you saw that, like the Lions released.
Oh yeah, dude. They sent that a while ago too on the draft day. They were just
That one, they released like a full like hour long
they felt
thing
like they
too.
won the lotto when
Yeah, I
they
mean, like
drafted him.
they just love this dude, and he's a fun player. He's the type of profile I like. He is better on the PPR side. Like, I get the, you know, stuff against him, and look, he was someone I was kind of like semi fading. I had like 3-4% of, but I've decided like, look, I'm going to get up to the field at least on him. I don't want to miss the fun of Jameer Gibbs, and so that's one that's kind of flipped me. Like we're talking drum beats from camp. Um, so yeah, I think he's kind of been the one that I've maybe flipped on the most. I'm still not planning to like go crazy on him because I do think there are, concerns in his profile and with that Lions, having David Montgomery there. So, but yeah, he's someone I've kind of flipped. You could say flipped on a little bit.
No, I mean, nothing against it. Like I can't do it, but I understand why people do.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's efficiency numbers, right? Like efficiency numbers are like double edged. And I'm actually writing an article for wide receivers, and one of them actually is about efficiency numbers, about how great it can be and how like not so great it can be sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I point to someone like Golden Tate. Like Golden Tate was the yak leader one year, and I can't think of a season where, short of that 1 year, when Calvin Johnson was out, where he was a wide receiver one, right? Like he was a yak leader, he was like wide receiver like 28 or something like that. That's like cool. But it's a double edge. Like you can get Debo numbers 1 year, and then you can get Debo numbers the other year, and one will be wide receiver 2, and the other will be wide receiver 38. So it's a toss up. But I actually do like it overall.
This is another good point too. Like he does not flip. Like really good point. Like I would love to, I gotta, pick 50 Jameer Gibbs. Like it's just not happening
No way
lately.
now is it happening. I think that did happen once on stream, right? One time on stream.
Yeah, I think we took the fall on him, but it's not happening much anymore. And with all these positive drum beats, I want to get to the field on him. Like he's one of those players. I just like, he's just a fun player. Like at the end of the day, and I know this isn't hard hitting analysis, but this is supposed to be fun. You want to have players you enjoy rooting for. And so, yeah, I want some. I want to be at the field on Jameer Gibbs this year.
He's behind a top 5 line. Like we joke about. I joke about Tyler Algier, how he's just not that good, and how everyone just thinks he's like this amazing guy. Like no, he ran behind literal brick walls.
Bro, that clip was so hilarious.
He
looked like he honestly looks so unathletic in that pass route. I mean,
but Gibbs is the opposite. He's gonna be like just lightning, and then he's playing behind a brick wall again. So like it's totally fine. Like sign me up.
Yeah.
So that part makes sense. I'm not against it. Efficiency numbers come. He busts 95 in a touchdown, does nothing else. That's still 15 points. Like it's very, very possible. So, and then I already chimed in the jump beats for JSN. Mine's actually kind of weird. It's gonna be an old guy. I apologize, but Brandon Cooks. I didn't take a lot of Cooks this year. Not because I don't like him, not because I don't think he's going to live up to his ADP. It's because I kind of like everybody around him. I like, Quentin Johnson. I like, James Conner, Thomas a little bit after, Dallas Goedert a little earlier. Like, there's all these guys I like around him, and I feel like I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe the Cowboys are going to run the ball more. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. We're coming into
Yeah.
August. There isn't another back yet. Zeke just got followed by the entire Patriots team. It's Tony Pollard, like who they even admitted to, like, hey, we don't really trust running him that much. So maybe they're going to backtrack and throw the ball. Dak and Cook's highlights have been all over. Not overly hyped like they are, but like they've been there. So and Brandon Cooks has shown that he's like a top 24 receiver in fantasy. You just got to give him a decent quarterback, and even in some cases, even a crappy quarterback, and he still does it. So I need to find ways to get Brandon Cooks. I feel like, especially with the week 17 of Lions, right? Lions
Yeah.
with the full team, a full roster versus a Cowboys team in a dome. Like, come
It's
on, like.
good. Yeah.
So I feel like I've been not doing it, and it's not because I'm fading, but it's inadvert, and I got to find myself to 8%. So I
Yeah.
need to start taking some of these other guys earlier and really shoving down Cooks at 80.
That makes sense. I am surprised you don't have more than him, which I know you like skinny stacks, but I'm surprised you don't have more of him because I know you have so much CD. So doing that double stack, but that makes sense. But
Yeah, it's just
so
that space is hard in that round. So
say we hop in the draft, and then I'll pull up a couple of these questions we got while we were
all right, popping
entering.
in.
Let me.
Oh shoot, we only got one left. All right,
Only
somebody already.
one. We might have dodged some of the badges in here.
Do we want to dodge Brad's
Um,
bros? I kind of want to hang out with the buddies
Actually,
sometime.
we kind of do because then we can get sometimes.
Ooh,
I can't get the 101 anymore on my account, so I'm glad getting it here through yours.
I've been fading Justin Jefferson. I'm only at 6% this year. I'm just really not. I'm not in on him too much. Uh, I've also been
That's a
drafting like
joke, guys.
99% of my drafts in the 110 or later. It's been gross.
Sharpside, we did just talk a little bit about Jalen Hyatt.
What? Do you guys see this? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's sad. We actually just talked about. I'm in on him. I've kind of been in on him the whole offseason, and now that his price is so cheap, I think it makes a ton of sense. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thoughts on the Browns? Looks like the pass catching with Deshaun. Michael thinks he's gonna let him chuck it there in Cleveland.
I agree. I'm. Deshaun was obviously. I cannot make a pick. What? Okay. All right,
That's
there we
weird.
go. So, I mean, think about it. Like the receiving core is pretty solid, all the way. All three
Elijah Moore
receivers.
is another drumbeat guy too. Like it depends on what you think of him, but he's getting a lot of positive buzz. Which it's camp. Everyone's mostly getting positive buzz.
But the team itself is nice, right? You got DPJ, you got Elijah Moore, you got Njoku, you got Amari Cooper. Even their fourth and fifth receivers aren't terrible. They still got like Cedric Tillman in the wings, like, and the line is above average. I think they're like a top 10 to top 12 line. And Deshaun Watson, break off that rust, and he even is 90%, 80% of what he was before. It's gonna be a real thing. And then you have a threat in like Nick Chubb. Do you think they're gonna let Nick Chubb face 3 in the box, 4 in the box?
Yeah,
Heck no, they're gonna put 5-6 guys on him.
I'm super in on the Browns. I've noticed I don't have as much. I've got a good bit of Cooper. For some reason, I haven't been able to stack him as much as I would like, but yeah, I'm in on the Browns. I'll beat John at 4 in this one.
Are we gonna see Cooper Cup like pick 12? Is Chris gonna get him?
Yeah, I should have hopped in. I got him at 7. I should have hopped in this to get a Cooper Cup ball. Yeah, I'm doing a draft after the stream to try and get a cup ball because I know I've already got like 16% cup, but I want to double down and get some combos that I don't have maybe, and just hope it's nothing and go go all in. Yeah, Bijan, I've seen some interesting stuff from like some true like football guys talking about like the double moves you see in like one-on-ones in camp are really like super unfair to the defense. Because obviously when you're playing 11 on 11, you don't have that much space, just like, run across the whole field, do 2 or 3 different moves.
Nick Chubb at 10, man. This has been so common now. I'm seeing first round Nick Chubbs. And I think
Paul
that's really
Cup got hurt at practice today. He walked it off on his own, but did not return. There's not much info out there right now. But yeah, he got hurt. He got banged up at practice and didn't return.
Diggs at 12. Whoa.
Diggs Adams. I actually have that combo, but yeah, that is interesting.
It's gonna be weird this time. You know, we got 2 running backs in the first 6.
It's a fun room. I
Three,
like
three
this.
in the first 6.
Yeah.
And then Nick Chubb making an appearance. So we have 4 running backs in the first 12. That's pretty interesting.
Kenny Mendes here. But yeah, hopefully it's not serious with Cup. I'm gonna pull up Twitter actually on the other screen, see if we get any type of updates. Would be truly tragic when I've been taking him at 103 in BBM, but I don't know how much we're gonna find out tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, he walked it off. Like, hopefully.
I kind of wish I got more Bijan. I did really like Bijan at a 9 to 12 spot. I did get sucked into receivers a little bit. I feel like Bijan's going to finish with like 250 on the season. I don't think there's many receivers that are even going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The guy's what top end prospect behind a top end line with a coach that believes in running the ball, 1,000 times. So.
No, I'm with you. I'm super excited about Bijan. I don't have as much of him either as I would like.
Yeah.
I do have him in a Dalmatian. Sure. I do have him in a Dalmatian, which is nice.
Must be nice. I wish I had money for Dalmatians.
Tyler, don't poo-poo on the Pickens fun. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, did you see that? Did you have any thoughts on that Pickens like incredible catch earlier? It was like two sides of it. There were like people kind of like Tyler saying he literally didn't even separate. Like, this isn't that big of a deal. Then other people pushing back. Well, the ball was underthrown. Like, obviously, it was just a really, really cool catch. I mean, they're good people on both sides.
It looked like a Madden catch. It looked like the spec catch in Madden. The guy was literally on the other man's back. It's a good catch, right? Pickens is like, this is what I always make fun about the Steelers. The Steelers wide receiver 2 is always highlight city. Like, those guys just all the highlights in the world. They're amazing. They look great.
You want to do T. Ridley? Or you want to fall into
I forgot. Sorry, we're doing this together. Who are you going to crap for the next one?
No, I mean, what would you pick? I mean, I'd probably Ridley or Ramondre at this point.
I'll take Rids. Ridley?
Hey, yeah, I'm down. It's still third round. Buying it into the drum beat. I like this. I mean, if he's what we think if it's our narratives today, hopefully we'll get a run back.
Like, it was an amazing catch, but it's everything I hate though, right? It's no separation. It's a high point ball, 1-on-1, like against a rookie corner. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sold because I know that's what Pickens does. Like, I wasn't surprised that he can make spectacular.
Yeah, no, that's his wheelhouse.
But someone made a point though. It's like, ooh, what a great catch! That's for 4.2 points, and that's all he's ever gonna do for you that game. And it's like, and we're done, right? Like, yeah, maybe
we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, it was also a 1-on-1 route, so like, I mean, there's the ball has to be thrown to his way. Yeah. The corner has no other responsibilities on the, like, I don't know.
I mean,
it's just fun. Catch. Like, I don't know. I just like, can we just enjoy a fun play? Like, do we have to say, oh, he didn't separate? But I mean, I get it. That's the worry with Pickens, is that he's not going to be a separation guy.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I thought that was fun. I don't know if that's going to rise in my boards because I kind of expected that. It's just kind of like the Devontae Parker thing. Like, it's just going to come down to what kind of quarterback is Pickett, right? Is Pickett Ryan Fitzpatrick? Then yes, I would buy Pickens in like round 6, round 5. If he had Ryan Fitzpatrick at the helm, I'd be like, yes, there we go. But if he gets Pickett, who's safe, if Pickett ends up being a safe QB, I'm a little bit more sketch.
Yeah, Michael, this is the negative case on Bijan, and I've seen a lot of smart people make it as well. Like, they're not going to want to, like, grind him too much. They still have Algier and CPAT there. And what sucks about that is, like, they have 2 guys there that do both, pass catching and just a grinder in Algier. So, like, Bijan could theoretically, like, kind of get cucked in both facets of the game a little bit. Now, again, I'm kind of more on, like, the Bijan's just so much better than those guys. They took him 7 overall. Like, I'm not too worried. But, I mean, I don't think this is not, unfair to worry about a little bit.
I think, like, Bijan's going to have 250 to 280 touches. Like, you got to think about how easy it is to kind of get touches in the NFL, especially over a 17-game span. And you got to be effective, right? Like, the coach is playing for a job, and anytime he puts up CPAT up the middle, or on a stretch over Bijan, or you put it over Algier, it's gonna look
Right.
really dumb and it's gonna be very obvious. Um, because it's not like you can sit there and go, well, Tyler Algier is the early down guy. It's like, no, Bijan's just straight up better than you in every aspect of the NFL. There's nobody that's a scat back behind him. Cordell Patterson's not a scat back. So
No.
I think it's not surprising if he gets like 250, 280. He gets 15
Yes,
plus
sir.
touches a game or something. Otherwise, there's no reason to draft the man that early.
Sure. We get a Lamar Andrews 3-4, which is nice. Not happening as much
There's a
lately.
Kelsey Patrick Mahomes combo too.
Yeah, that happens. But no, Tyler, you are right. I'm just like, it was a fun clip to watch. I'm just pushing back on, the theory. But you're right. He didn't separate. Like, I get it. Those are all the worries with Pickens. He's
You leave us small
expensive.
hand guys
He's
alone, all right?
expensive, Alec Pierce. Yeah. No, I get it. Like, all that stuff is very valid. I don't know. It's just a fun clip. And to see, like, just the immediate, like, no, he didn't separate. Like, it's like, come on. Can we enjoy a clip for, like,
I
5
mean, it's still
minutes?
a spectacular catch, and sometimes guys just don't separate. Like there are going to be plays where people do not separate. It just happens. And
Yeah.
top off,
That
it's
is a
a
bill on Pickens, though. Like, that's
and it
part
was
of his.
technically a first round rookie cornerback, right? Like
So, yeah,
so
top of the second, I think, for Joey
top of the
Porter.
second, but
Joey
realistically it was
Porter
there
Jr.
first.
No, he's a good prospect for sure.
So it's
Mm.
I'll take it for what it is.
I'd be
Like I
headed
said, I'm not
down
gonna beat us
zero
up on
RB
it, but
train
I'm
here.
not gonna say that I'm not. Oh wow, this is some
And
fallers.
getting Christian Watson for that week 17, he never comes back this far, would be
Never.
nice.
He's never gonna come back. He's not gonna make it. There we go. See,
Ooh. So what are you thinking here? And we could take Burrow. We could do. I like McLaurin.
we could take more and Burrow and more. I mean Burrow and McLaurin.
I mean, I'm down. I'm totally fine with that. We do a little bit of zero RB, but I think we'll like some of the RBs that come back.
Yeah, we can also still grab Walker. We can grab Kittle and even do the stack up and get that Terry McLaurin Kittle and just reach up
If
to
you like Walker, I mean, I'm fine with Walker because he's not coming back. I don't know if I want to reach all the way for Kittle here. Are you talking about? You're talking about Kittle for next pick.
No, I was thinking about Kittle just reaching with the McLaurin because you're not going to get Kittle back this far down anyways. But that's fine. I already autoed Burrow. 4 wide receivers it is.
I like it. This is good. And I think I mean, like, there'll be some of the mid tier, like the Damian Pierce range.
The running backs are rough in this space. I literally just wrote about how I didn't like Jones. Kenneth Walker injury scares me. Didn't Madison just get injured today too? Yeah. So like, I don't know. Like, do I want to buy this? The red dot's a real thing, to an extent, and we could reach for Dobbins, but I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm avoiding Dobbins to get more information. I think at our next pick, like Damian Pierce, if he comes back, it's a really good pick. I don't know if he will though. He actually would have to fall. Go to a line, rookie QB. Like I think Damian Pierce bet makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just think that's one of those. I don't know. We'll see how that goes overall.
Miles
But
Sanders.
the picks right now have been pretty good. We got you got that quarterback tight end here, quarterback tight end here, which is like always fun to see. Kind of sucks for this guy that could have got Nick Chubb into Wilson. I think that's what he was originally aiming for, and that didn't happen. Adams Diggs, Najee Mixon. This guy's hanging out with me. Obviously, he's got
a really
that
good
Stephon
start.
Diggs Najee combo.
Yeah, the only team I'm less certain on is probably the 4 spot. Looks a little tough.
Chris Olave, Hawk, triple RB. I mean,
I like the players. It's just going with all 3 of those RBs. Like I probably would have taken a receiver instead of Sanders when you start Bijan or Ramondre, but
I'm okay with it. I actually think that if you know where you're hitting your receivers at, hitting your things at, I think it can work. I have to see the team at the end.
yeah, that's right.
I've seen teams where I'm like, oh, this is going to be so bad, and then like they really turn it around because of fallers, right? Like us, we're going to end up having to like dig for RBs at some point. So
We'll see the good thing about us is we're max 7 receivers here, maybe 6. So like, I mean, worst case, I mean, you could do something like a 2-7-7-2 here, 2-8. I mean, I've done a couple 2-8-6-2s.
This is nice.
2-7-6-3. Right.
Falling Walker, a little early
from the
on
12
Joe.
hole?
Yeah, a little early on Joe Najee, but he has two receivers, top end, and then Lockett. It's pretty
No,
cute.
it's a really good team. It's fun.
I think the reach on Mixon's kind of interesting though. You're just losing value because everybody else has Mixon at like 49 to 80 this year.
Yeah, that is tough on him. Yeah, Michael, you're right. Like if he ends up, but I mean, if he ends up RB5 or RB8, going RB3, I don't think it's gonna kill you either. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think there are a couple, downside cases for him, with that being kind of a crowded backfield. But we'll see.
Well, this guy watched the Pickens highlight. Look at that. Pickens at 64. There we go. That's what you want to see.
Pickens, Pierce goes. Kyle Pitts to the Mark Andrews drafter. Interesting.
Trevor Lawrence. I think there's a chance at.
I've been taking Jalen Hyatt just about wherever he's gone. I definitely am going to lose some closing line value on some of my early BBMs on him that I took him in like the 130s, 140s. Which he's going later than 150 now. I don't know if this.
I think he's a 180,
He's like
190.
Yeah, he's like 175, 180. So I'm still mixing him in. I think he's a good bet. Him and Slayton.
So middle of the round right now, we're going to round 6 on our side. What do we have?
It's a rough spot.
Actually, I don't mind this. It's actually really fun here.
For RBs?
Oh, there goes Aches.
Yeah, I was having Aches. I mean, Montgomery Connor would be a double tap that I wouldn't hate. Just because, I like these receivers a lot.
Yeah.
But,
we got Dotson, Michael Pittman. I even like Goddard here.
Yeah, I like Goddard and Waller. It's just, are we going to go pure ZRB, or do you want to at least get some consistency, guys?
I kind of want to get one. I was thinking about Goddard to Connor.
Week
17. Also thinking about just really going Dotson and just really stacking up this too.
Stacking up the Commanders. Q Goddard. I know you really like him.
But I'm also willing to just like take one of these other receivers and just really push it.
Really push the RB team.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I won't take Pittman here because I don't think Pittman beats any of these four. I would probably go Gabe, Jahan, Quentin. And yeah, those would be like the 3 receivers I think.
I'd want Gabe there or Connor. Gabe or Connor.
I'll push it. Let's push it for Gabe.
Okay. I was gonna give you Connor there. I don't hate it. I mean,
at some point
we're going pure ZRB at this point.
So when you have 4 wide receivers that are this good, right? And I actually had a video I did for Fantasy Six Pack. It's like once I'm at this part, there are some receivers that just don't cut it, right? Like, am I gonna sit there and say like Elijah Moore is gonna outdo like my Higgins that I took at round 2, Ridley at round 2? Like, answer's no. So like Gabe Davis is one of these few guys. John Dotson is one of these few guys. QJ. Possibly, right, based on the type of player he is, that fits the archetype that beats these other players.
Yeah, no, I think Gabe made the most sense for this team. Quentin could have as well, because if he's just really good, and then the injury history with Keenan and Mike.
Like if I get to Tyler Boyd, like there's no way like Tyler
Sky
Boyd
Moore at 76. Tony Sky back-to-back at 75, 76. That's tough.
There we go. It's everyone's in on the Chiefs. Like what? So I think that's a good play. I just can't.
And I don't think we've really built a purely like 0 RB team before together. So this will be fun.
You gotta get cute. This is draft 105 for me, guys. I don't understand. Like at some point, I'm just doing just random stuff. I think I had a team recently that was like just robust. It was just a robust RB team, and I was like, screw it. Just go elite quarterbacks too. I just like straight up kick wide receiver out the door. It is interesting to see. Oh, there's like Dotson would have fell. I would have laughed.
Yeah, we skipped over this. I'm going to leave this one up to you because I know you're doing your projections. Anything on, did the projection for CMC stand out to you at all? Make you worried? Michael's kind of got a comment on it as well.
I think CMC is going to have some dud games. I don't think he's going to be like bad. I think there's just going to be like 1 to 4 games where he's just not going to get the touches
You
because the game doesn't
throw
need
the
him
board
to, or
back
the
up.
script isn't there. Um, it ends up being like a yardage guy, but no touchdown. I think the overall numbers are going to be amazing though.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
So like the overall numbers are going to be good. Like he's probably going to get a good. He's probably going to have games where he has like 7 receptions, right, for like 87 yards and a touchdown, and then he rushes for like 10 attempts. Um, I think it's going to be very interesting. But I wouldn't surprise me if you got 3 to 4 games where he just doesn't do anything, and it's very minimal work because they're just like, screw it. We're playing some mid-tier team that they don't really think needs it.
Yeah, and that we've always said too, like Elijah Mitchell, could potentially have a standalone role. Like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, there's just so many mouths to feed in San Francisco. It's similar to like the Goddard thing. Like, I did a draft last night with my friends where we took Goddard. And we still went 3 tight ends because he's gonna have those dud games with just so many elite options there in Philly. There's gonna be those games when he gets 2 catches for 25 yards. It's just gonna happen with him, and so
I mean, you got the
you
weapons are
know,
top tier, right? You got Ayuk, you got Mitchell, you even have Jordan Mason, who's getting a little bit of hype now. You also have Debo. It's going to be a real thing that we just get some slightly done. It doesn't mean he'll be bad. Like I wouldn't be
all right.
surprised if his total usage was still like 280 points on the season. But I could see like just some suitably not so like upside games, that the 25-point games we were getting from Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't expect that at all.
Got back-to-back double elite tight end teams there at the end, if you consider, Waller an elite tight end. Because I think the Pitts and Andrews on the same. The 12 hole just kept ripping running backs.
I saw this and I looked at it. I was like, I have to scroll up and show you this. Look at
I
this
like the
fucking-
team, even through Connor, like getting 4 and then maybe quitting, but then going Pacheco too.
That's a crazy
lot
expensive.
of-
Like you have to
a
have
lot
a
of
lot of
investment
faith in
there.
these 3 receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think Diggs and Adams, like it's a good
Lockett.
1-2 punch there at the top.
My God, that's crazy. Well, there goes our chance of falling.
What, the running backs? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
They
of
were
the
never
like
gonna fall.
guaranteed volume guys are gone. I mean, this might be like have you done like a 2.862? Would you do that? I've done a couple. 2.862. Were you wait?
I would do a 2862.
I mean, at this point with this team, I think I don't want to like get sniped, but I feel like me and you know who we're reaching for here.
Oh, yeah, we got Michael Thomas here. We got...
I mean, yeah, we take Thomas and then quit at 6.
No, I wouldn't do this here. I think at this point, like we have to just kind of be done with receiver until like the final 2 picks.
Right? Or the final 1 pick. I mean,
you got like
I
the
think we can
Hyatts, you
quit
got the
at 6.
Hardmans, you got the these like really deep shot guys. Maybe Van.
Yeah,
Jeff,
especially
like,
depending on who our second QB is. Kirk goes, Watson goes. Man, Watson.
What are you doing, Dalvin Cook, man? This has been a weird one.
I'm just not drafting him right now.
I just not doing. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, even if he goes to Dolphins, like how high is he gonna go?
I don't think enough. Not for me to care. I'm thinking. Well, I'll wait till this person makes his pick. I'm thinking
B-Rob.
Obviously,
B-Rob. I might be B-Rob Penny.
B-Rob Penny.
B-Rob's.
I was thinking like Dylan Penny and maybe hoping that B-Rob fell. Because so many guys have running backs now.
Yeah, we could try and push him. I'm fine with this. I mean, this is
I'd probably rather have Dylan and B-Rob first over Penny because I feel like Penny's still fighting for a job.
Yeah, I think B-Rob's got to have a little more consistency.
Yeah, he's gonna have the consistency, and this team needs
this
it.
This lag is freaking me out. Every time we get to our second pick, we're at 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, we'll get B-Rob.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I did just put out an article for B-Rob, and I think he just has a cute floor that I think if you're playing 0 RB and you're just trying to get 10 points, I think he's gonna crush those numbers. I was looking through my quote tweet that I had made last year. Sorry, my quote tweet, but my thread about like Commanders and how the was going to play out. And I remember people are saying, there's no way Brian Robinson is getting 200 touches, Davis. You have no idea what you're talking about. The man had 220 while missing 4 games. Like he crushed the numbers and he got shot. Like I think we understand that he's going to get some touches here.
Yeah, Paul, I am not worried at all about CMC. I'm at 11% on him. Just probably going to be a few games, where he goes down. Because when we talked about the target share, I sent you that in our text. When Purdy Debo, CMC, Ayuk, and Kittle were all healthy. The 6 games they were all healthy. CMC's target share was 21%. Like Ayuk's was 16. Kittle's was I think 11. Was that right? But then Debo's was 25%. So, but that's more of a CMC thing. Like he's gonna get his. I'm not worried about him.
I also think part of the thing too is like they ended up with like a rookie quarterback, the 7th round guy. Um, they had to do these like really cheap dump offs. And Kyle Shanahan changes his game plan. He's very hard to predict in comparison to other players.
Yeah.
So like like CMC's numbers were this, right? We talk about him having post F 20s and 30 points. In the final 12 games, after going to there, he still had about a couple of 12-point games and one 7-point game.
Yeah, they're gonna happen for him.
Yeah, they're just gonna have these really like it's gonna be random and it's not gonna be a ton of them. But I just think that that's just gonna be there. It doesn't crush him. We're still gonna have.
Yeah, no, I'm still happily clicking
crazy
him.
amounts. Easily a draftable guy for sure.
Do you want to throw the board back out?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're chilling. You're chilling.
Yeah, we got halfway through.
Let's see.
He took my boy, Michael Thomas.
MC goes.
He go with it. I can't, man. I don't get it. And then here's the thing.
I did take him today, but I took him at 130 because he fell.
They even had that blurb today, like on the Camp News. Like Camp News is like they don't even know who the wide receiver 1 is. There's no clear 1 on this team.
Yeah, no, I mean this receiving core is not great. I did take him, but I think I took him at 128. So he fell a couple rounds.
This is absolutely funny to me. Like, come on, man. You gonna take him over Bateman? I'm out. That's just bad. That's just so much for me. This is camp hype news. Like we're here all day.
The Daniel Jones, Anthony Richard double tap.
Penny Love it. I actually like this a lot. I really do. I think this is like one of my favorite double taps that I think people are kind of fading. Because they're like, oh, if I grab one, I don't need to grab the other. I love grabbing both.
Steven, with the Jamar Chase profile pick, do you ever fade JJ from the 101? I don't. I feel like the 1-2 is just so locked in this year. You're not getting random falls. I got JJ at 4 in the very first BBM I did, which was super random. But ever since then, no, I'm not. Are you like? And in past years I have, but it's so locked in this year that if I'm gonna get them, like I just don't get the 101 enough. But I mean, it makes sense. He said, yeah, or do that to be a little different.
I would if I would get actually over 8%. I faded JT last year. Like I didn't fade, but like the minute I started getting too much JT, I just started rotating like CMC. I would definitely do it. If I was at like 9, 10, 11% Justin Jefferson, I was a little underweight on the others like Jamar, I would definitely do it. But right now I'm under 6% on both. So that shows you how little I get 101 and 102.
I'm at 7 and 6% right now. Yeah, just not this year. I mix up the 3, 4, 5, trying to balance that. Because you do get those guys in any order.
You really do.
So we do need to be thinking, what other receivers do you have? Do we have any natural stacks? Which we have tons of guys we could tack on late. We don't even have to worry. I'm just thinking for QB2s. Nah.
I mean, we have one set of stacks.
No, we have all elite QBs, which I love. Like that's besides Kirk, but having Burrow, Lawrence, Josh Allen is nice. Yeah. I mean, I think we're still double tapping RB here, probably.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's probably going to be Hit City. It's probably going to be what? Like Harris, P. Ryan.
I mean, we could take if we get the 15 pick fall and sharpen it. I don't know. A little worried.
I'm a little worried about this one.
We do need some upside at RB, but yeah, I mean, I'm fine passing on him today.
No, let's see. I'd also be okay reaching for Dulcich a little bit just to like get that hyped up tight end that is moving up.
Man, I don't want to take.
I'm also willing to wait, but I think
I definitely think it's Damian for sure. Yeah, for sure Damian, and then Pirine.
We could get Warren. I'd also be open to Tank. At this point too. I think Tank has really good news.
I don't know. I think they might come back. I mean, I'm still okay with Pirine. I don't know.
Pirine? Just take the ADP.
It's tough for me to reach as far as you are because there's chances those guys fall back. I'm either Charbonnet or Pirine, probably.
I would
Just
rather take you, Ryan. I'd rather take the guy that just didn't get his
I mean, what do
shoulder
you think on
busted.
Javante? Like, do you think he's? I don't know. Everything we got
I think
from
he's
Ninja.
fine. Like I said, I'm also just like okay because we already have 3 RBs, so I guess we're stuck with them. We already have 3, right? So we would be what get to our 4th. Because I feel like we're gonna end up double tapping RB later too as well. I was not too worried
We're
about it.
definitely are going to.
Right, we were close here.
Yeah, that's tough. I
That's
think
why I
we
think
might
we
get one of Warren or Tank back to us, maybe.
That's why I was minding waiting. I was like, I didn't mind like kind of.
I mean, I think, man, if we would have got the injury Charbonnet, which he wouldn't have fallen, but he would have been such a smash. Because like of these guys that were options, he feels like the higher upside guy to me.
This is like 3 up the guts, and then whatever Harris is.
I mean, we're hoping Javante maybe stills a little slow out of the gate, can get us through like get some usable weeks the first 4. Because I'm still like, I mixed in more Javante with this positive news, and I don't want to be like anti him. I hope I love him as a prospect, and I hope he is truly good to go. But it's just weird how it changed so much from like his knee injury was just like this awful knee injury to he's good for full contact. Like it just feels like too much of a change to me. I don't know.
I feel like Greg is also gone. Like we said, we still have a lot of guys left on board. We had Kendrick coming back down the road, Singletary.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like solid like butt tight ends, like these like really push late guys. I think when we get to 6-7 RBs, I think we're gonna feel good.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think we could grab the tight end there. We could even grab the second quarter. No, maybe not second QB because I think we get better quarterbacks on the road. But
I mean,
you could probably grab because he's been getting a lot of love right now.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he'll benefit too from Patrick. Hamler situation.
Yep. And then obviously, like people consider him the second option on this team, and we know that Wilson will use him. Yeah. I have a lot of Dulcich. It doesn't really bother me overall, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Dak all the way at 127 behind Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see what else we have on board right here. Man, so like out of the camp news, the ones that have been surprising me a lot right now is Pierce has obviously got some good news as expected. I think Pierce is a really good running back for a guy I don't take a ton of.
Yeah.
He's also going in a great spot, right? Like picks mid 60s, late 60s, early 70s, and like so, on a line that I believe is a better runner than a pass line.
Yeah.
I've also seen a little bit of hype for Kendrick coming back. His injury's gone. Tank got some solid news. He's the short yardage guy they're expecting. Like he's gonna be that goal line fatty Magoo that comes in there. Like
goal line fatty Magoo.
He's my fatty Magoo. He's in a dude. I call all these guys like these little up the guts. These are all my fatty Magoos. They just go up the middle and it's great times.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I saw that blurb earlier. I was just scrolling through some news, see if I remembered any. Stood out to me. We got Garrett Wilson coming back to practice, which is nice. I wasn't really worried about that one, but
yeah, I wasn't worried about that either.
Good to see he's coming back.
I mean,
3 straight QBs here from the person with still only 3 wide receivers.
I mean, this is a good combo though. Like I like okay.
Oh yeah,
outside the whole player base, this is actually a really cool 3 receiver combo. I'm sorry, 3 quarterback. I will say though, I probably would have pushed it because I'm desperate at this spot with 3 receivers.
Too much spin for me.
Yeah, but 2 runners. Gallup. There we go. Week 17 correlation, guys. We're good. He's winning. He's got this.
That's tough.
Jalen Warren. I had a feeling he wasn't gonna come back. People like Warren. People love really like Warren.
Yeah, and people love Warren and hate Najee.
Chris hates me, so he loves Warren. I also like to pay attention to like how people feel in the space overall.
Warren Tank.
So like people really.
We're not getting anyone to fall back. People are loading up on their RBs here.
I think we did though. Like we got Harris to fall to us and P. Ryan. Like that's a pretty good fall.
No, I think we got 4 good ones. We still at least want to get to 7 probably.
Oh yeah, we're definitely getting to 7. There's no reason we're pushing past 6 receivers.
No.
I don't think we even push past 2 quarterbacks. Honestly, there's 2 quarterbacks that are good. The only reason
we only have 1 quarterback, right?
Huh? Yeah, we have Burrow. The only reason I would maybe consider a second, a third is if we just got really good 6 receivers. We could probably go like 2 or 3, 7, 6, 3. Right? Is that the right?
It'd be 3, 7, 6, 2.
3, 7, 6, 2. Or 3, 7, 6, 2. or
I mean, I've got a good double tap for this turn here,
363.
depending on who's there. It's one I know you'll go for.
I would also be going 3663.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I think RB would feel a tiny bit thin.
I hate to be the guy that goes, well, bro just got hurt, but like that is actually kind of a thing to like kind of be concerned about.
I'm talking about Burrow.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I
it's
still
fine.
taking the man because I want his upside, but it does, like, hey, here's something to think about.
So who are you looking at this pick here?
Based on what we have.
I mean, yeah.
Who knows? I mean, we could take. Oh, look, and this is correlated. That feels good. Maybe Schultz, I suppose. Kendra.
I mean, Kendra Algier does have good contingent upside. If Bijan were to go down. But yeah, I like Kendra here. And what about Carr? And then hope Shaheed comes back as our 6th receiver. What is Shaheed's ADP?
I'd be fine with that. Kendrick Carr.
Yeah. And because then, worst case, you got a little bit of New Orleans correlation.
Yeah. I would say if we also just go kind of like later tight end, that would be fine too. It's at the end of the room. We got guys to fall into.
Yeah, and we took Goddard, so like.
Oh yeah, we did take Goddard, huh? Yeah. I was like, Higby.
So we've got a semi-elite tight end.
Yeah, you just hate him, man. You're just a Goddard hater. I've been really pushing this guy.
I'm not a Goddard hater. I like Goddard. He's just not gonna have the same volume. Hope he does.
I think he's gonna get there. I think he's gonna get there.
No, I like him.
Oh man.
What?
Like Derek Carr doesn't have a Michael Thomas. Oh no.
Got a Kendre, maybe a Shaheed.
Kendre. He's a good pass catcher, guys.
Hey, team correlation is never a bad thing.
Oh crap! Sorry, we should be doing this right now. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out on the channel. Like we were so bad. We're like an hour in. We're like, oh yeah, like, subscribe, guys. Seriously. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday. I know things are going to be ramping up. Everyone's more excited. We're past July, which is best ball lull season, as I like to call it. It's on the lulls. So yeah, man, I'm excited for you guys to be here. You know, we're going to be doing our exposure show this Thursday. So you'll see where we're at. Everyone kind of knows where I'm at, but things have changed a little bit.
I've got some interesting ones that have changed for sure, as I've focused in as well. But yeah, it'll be fun.
That like, the subscribe, the hangout button, and we're going to keep being here for the rest of the season. Ooh, triple tight ends. That's cool. Exposure Check's my favorite episodes, because it's always funny to see, and everyone just like laughs. There was an Exposure Check I saw recently. I showed it in the chat where somebody had like 90% Anthony Richardson or something, like some crazy amount of them.
Of who?
Anthony Richardson.
Really?
I'm gonna see it. It was one. It's
Bags has a ton of them.
There's a DJ. I sent it out. It was really
What's
good.
Up, Steph?
What does he have? I have it. I sent it to Felix. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, Felix, like, there's a guy that's more into his players than you are. Oh, I didn't send it to him. I thought I did. Oh, wow. It's a crazy amount of get your guys. 1 second.
Mims goes. DBJ goes. Mims a good one to touch on. Where were you at on him as far as what percent you had before the Tim Patrick news? What do you think about his rise? How far up do you think he'll go? Like, where are you at on him?
So my Mims exposure is actually rather high.
Really? That surprises me.
20% in BBM.
You do have a lot of rust though, so that makes sense.
I take these like whatever stacks, and I like narratives that make sense to me, like these early drafted guys. And it's 16% across the board. I'm almost crossing at $1,000 Mims bar. Oh, and I got one Denzel Mims.
One Denzel Mims? Is that BBM?
I think it's a BBM.
A 12-hole just takes our Shaheed. They've sniped us a few times.
He doesn't make sense. He has no receivers. What else is he gonna do? Like, what else is this person gonna do?
I'm at 15%. 15% Marvin Mims.
How much do you have?
15%.
No, I'm at 20 on BBM, 16 across the board. I mean, I liked him, right? We liked him in big board. We were talking
Yeah.
about him. We knew
Love
he
the
was gonna be
trade up narrative.
yeah, we knew
First
he was a
pick of
second round
Sean
prospect
Payton era.
anyways.
Yeah.
He's a trade up. Cortland Sutton was on the trade block. Tim Patrick coming off ACL tear. KJ Hamler, 12 receptions over the last 2 years. Like, what wasn't there to like? This isn't like the Cedric Tillman where he's playing behind 3 guys that are in over him. I think the path to targets made more sense. Now, Mims has obviously suffered a minor injury, so that's going to be like annoying, but I'm okay with that. We're in August 1st. He should be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. We still got
Well, actually, take that back. The trade camp has been wild. I'm hoping he's fine.
Let's see here.
We can get our 6 receiver here. We can also get a tight end here.
Yeah, I would like that.
We got Roshan, dealing injured. DJ Shark, Jalen Reed, Tajay, Curtis Samuel, Jeff Wilson. I mean, we could even just peg in Jeff Wilson, in my opinion.
Throw him forward too. Yeah. We'll see what falls to us. If we were gonna take, let's see, receiver here. I don't love any of these guys, but
yeah, I'm not the biggest Shark guy, but like we know what Shark is. He's a deep shot guy, right?
Yeah, I'd probably just rather wait on the Giants guy.
Yeah. All right, so you go with Jeff, and well, we'll see what this guy grabs.
Yeah.
Get 2 picks. Yeah, I think okay with Jeff, and then maybe Laporta if he comes to us.
Yeah, I'm down for Laporta for sure. I'm trying not to say it too much. I'm just kidding. I doubt these people are watching.
Keith Jelly? No, I think it's fine. Oh, I get it. Jeff Kelly. Jeff Kelly. That's funny.
Oh, nice. I like it. I'm definitely down with Jeff Wilson.
Knox?
Yeah, I mean, I like Knox. Knox is a good pick.
I don't think we want to keep. I mean, with all the 45 tight ends over there,
I'd rather just take Knox here. I like this.
There goes my unstacked car.
We got Kendre.
I hate you so much. I got Kendre.
We got Kendre. Juwan might come back.
It would have been kind of cool though if Christian Watson would have fell to us at like that 2 extra picks.
That would have been sick.
It would have been very nice because we could have really built out this like Jordan Love, Jalen Reed pick here to go against our Justin Jefferson.
We still, we probably didn't need Carr, I guess.
No, I mean at that time, no, I think we'd have been fine with this specific team needing Carr. But if we would have had Watson, I think we would have passed on Carr.
Yeah, I would have been down with that.
We could have played the Jordan Love, Jalen Reed, Christian Watson combo, and that would have been pretty cool. I was actually gonna joke about one of our drum beats is Jalen Lee Brown or whatever for the Jets. Like they're just showing all his highlights of him just going off, and I'm just like laughing. I was like, I should say his name because
what if we just come out here and start touting him like the guy you were sleeping
his highlights?
On. The guy you're sleeping on in BBM. He's gonna be a fun one to watch in Hard Knocks. Are you a Hard Knocks person?
No.
You watch it? No.
I have been on Hard Knocks for 1 second though. No.
You were on the show?
You could see me in one of the audiences in one of the games. It wasn't Hard Knocks. It was the other one. It was like the Rams version where the Rams were on HBO or something.
Oh.
What was it called? It was an older one though. And then you could actually see me and my friend were in the front row. You can see us in our dolphin gear like just in the audience.
Yeah, Steph saying Cup better be okay. Hopefully. I still haven't seen any updates there, but
I mean, it's early. They probably won't. It's late at night. They probably went home. They left Cup on the stretcher. They went back home.
All right, that's too far.
I'm kidding. But the Pants, I'm sure it's fine.
Corey Davis here in the 15th round. Go get your guys.
I love me some Corey Davis, man. I love his highlights. You see his highlights in camp? Him and Rodgers have got that connection. If Corey Davis can play like 10 games this year, I'd be so happy. That man's gonna crush his ADP.
His ADP of undrafted?
215, okay? His 215 ADP.
Oh, he's gonna cry. He crushes that with like one 18-point game or something.
He did it last year though. He had like 3 usable games.
I know, it's just funny saying like he's gonna crush his ADP. He doesn't even get fucking drafted.
Rodgers and him. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Oh god, you have no idea.
I mean, I don't hate the play. Like he's, I thought he was gonna be a camp cut. It doesn't appear like it's gonna happen.
I should have drafted more of them, but I'm so scared of that room right now. You got Hardman, you got
It feels like they brought
Wilson,
Lazard in to play
Lazard,
over him, and then you got
yeah,
Wilson, and you got Hardman kind of running gadget stuff in the slot.
Conklin, things like that.
Cobb still, like it's just a lot of mouths there.
Ooh, Justin Ross at 180. Here we go.
Jeez, that's enough, man. What do you think on Justin Ross?
Because as I said to Nez, I was like, oh man, I was like, and then he gave me crap. I was like, I don't know. I'm hoping he hits.
I'm hoping for him, man, because he was like Justin Ross is someone I watch. He's from the state of Alabama, Phoenix City High School, and his freshman year Clemson was insane. Yeah, I mean he was better than T. Higgins that year by a lot.
I think somebody was saying that he was prospected before injury just to be like a second to third round though. I feel like he's been. Was he really? I don't know. I heard it's a second, third round.
He this was after his true freshman year, so you don't know. But I mean, everyone thought he was like the next like top 10 pick at receiver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kept seeing things like he's a second round, third round guy. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll like slow down a little bit. But he's a big what if right now. And if he makes it back, dude, that's gonna be insane. I'm being very excited for him.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's just Kelsey. Like the Chiefs receiver. The Chiefs receiving core is so tough.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't take that room a lot. And I said this last year, like there just isn't a guy there that's been there since Tyreek. And I know people were, Tyreek was made by Pat, but I'm like far from it. Tyreek was very special when he on that team. You can't just plug in guys and assume they're all going to be 1,000-yard pluses because your quarterback's amazing. The elite quarterbacks spread the ball.
Yeah.
We've seen this. So, but Corey Davis, that's where it's at.
Corey Davis. He took Corey Davis and Gus for you. Higby, is this you? Are you multi-accounting?
He took Rondell.
You would not have taken Rondell.
No, see, I don't take these Jacoby teams. That's gross.
Dave Montgomery, Trevor.
Hayden Hurst a little early too. Man, what's going on?
This is an interesting room. I wonder who's falling back to us because it seems like there have to be some fallers in this room.
Oh yeah, when I flip back to it, it's probably going to be like some really cool names up there. Got Juwan still. It's fine with me.
Study might fall back. Yeah.
Devontae
Parker is our wide receiver 6.
I would actually take Parker as my 6.
I mean, I don't hate it. Juwan goes.
I think Parker as your 6 here. We could even reach for Hyatt now.
Yeah, I'm either one. I'm either one of those guys. Do you care at all if 3 of our 6 receivers have week 13 buys? Probably not. We still have 3 studs.
Yeah, we still have 3 amazing guys that we took early.
Yeah.
I'm cool with taking Hyatt.
I'm good with Hyatt. And then what about a 7th running back?
It's fine with
me. Do you want to do a 3rd tight end here?
I'd probably do a 3rd because I don't think we're going to find anyone on the way back until later.
Because running back here, I mean, unless you just love one of these guys.
I don't like any of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I take Chandler, I take CPAT, that's about it. And I do take Lenny, but not as much.
I think Lenny makes sense.
I like Hyatt just because we got such consistent studs. Like, give us the guy that could go deep.
I think we're gonna fall into ugly tight ends though if we don't take one. But I'm fine with Conklin's. Fine with me. I do think that we're not gonna love the RB regardless, whether we take them here or in a round. I would be willing to take LaFournette. I have actually scooped a little bit of Fournette.
The one I want is. Did you see the camp blurb on Malik Davis, Cowboys?
Is he really the guy? Let me see.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, the camp blurb. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's. I mean, I don't know. The Zeke thing still looms. That's tough. I took him today though, in a draft, as my 6th RB. I don't know. All these guys, Evan Hull with the Colts now. I mean,
I guess Chase Brown would have made sense. Travion Williams did get hurt. I've been beating the drum for Chase for a while, but now that we know that Mixon's there, I'm not super sold. But I do think his value is really good.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys, you're wanting a contingent upside guy.
He could be the pass catching guy though, but I just don't know where the red zone's at.
Yeah, I mean, I think in him, you're more so hoping for a Mixon injury. Not hoping, but, if it happens, that's the reason you're excited about any of these guys at this point.
Chase makes sense. I mean, I talked about him a couple episodes ago. Like, if he was P Ryan, we'd be taking him, 50 picks up like Madison was when he was a backup.
Yeah.
Fournette,
It's just tough
obviously.
because we still don't know, and I don't think Travion's injury was that serious. I
Fournette
think
makes
he's
sense.
gonna be back.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Fournette makes sense if if he gets drafted, like if he gets on any team, it's a team that's going to use him, right?
Yeah, I think he'll be used.
I mean, there's also a Deion Jackson right now.
Well, that's why I said Evan Hull, the rookie for the Colts. I mean,
yeah.
Malik Davis.
You don't want Sean Tucker?
I do not want Sean Tucker.
Huh?
I do not want Sean Tucker. My guys here, I've said it. I mean, I'm gonna say Malik Davis. It would be CPAT because I just think he's gonna play. I think CPAT's gonna play.
You got Malik. You got CPAT. I still beat the drum for like Josh Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no other backup there. I mean, it could.
Obviously, Jordan Mason.
I mean, it could be Spiller. Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. Like having a firm take right now, we're all just clicking buttons at this point.
We're all just clicking buttons. Like,
I mean, I think if you wanted like a guaranteed person who's going to play snaps, it's CPAT. And maybe do we need that on this team since it's such a 0RB team? Like, I mean, I know you're not the biggest CPAT guy.
I want a guy that's going to fall into the end zone. I just don't know like CPAT's going to do it with Bijan there. Or even Algier, even with Algier there, like it's going to be harder with those two.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not – none of these guys are great. Maybe instead of one of the tight end picks, we should have took a running back then because –
it was just Fournette, though, and Chase Brown. Like,
the same situation. Instead of Knox, maybe. Because, like...
Yeah, maybe instead of Knox.
Because if you click over to tight end, like, I think there's still going to be starting tight ends there. Like, we could have taken, like, Musgrave, Mayer.
Mayer, maybe. I do think Mayer...
I mean, all these guys probably, like, are more guaranteed roles.
Yeah. I just saw Ferguson them go early, and I'm kind of like, well, who am I going to be left with down the road? Like, there's a lot of the safe picks were kind of gone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have any strong opinions. If you like one of these RBs more than the other,
obviously I like my pom-pom brother,
Jordan Mason.
It's tough. I
feel like he's just third in line there, but I don't know.
I think he's gonna leapfrog Elijah Mitchell, man. I think he's gonna leap him.
There goes Malik Davis.
I also just like having like the direct handcuff to like Eckler with Kelly also.
Kelly, I think as a handcuff makes a ton of sense here. I'm probably Kelly over Mason.
You're just, you know what? You just don't want to.
I can't get there on Jordan Mason. I just can't. Like, I mean, is TDP not still floating around too? Like, are we sure?
Isn't he like dead? Isn't he like on some other random XFL team or something? I don't know what TDP is doing.
I don't know.
Trace Sermon. We can get Trace Sermon. He's getting a lot of camp hype.
That's something we could do. Stephanie said, "Yeah, Peyton Hendershot also catching TD. Yeah, the Dallas." Tight end situation. I'm hoping it's Ferguson because he's been the one I bet on, but they got 3 guys there. It all could be. We are just doing one tonight, Steven, but we will be back Thursday doing our exposures and drafting another one. TDP apparently got a shout out from Shanahan. He
had to do it after they cut the Chase Sermon news. He was like, "Hey, we didn't make bad moves."
Yeah, Zach Evans is an interesting one. He's someone I was taking a decent amount of early.
Well, that's fair. I forgot about him. I know that
Sony retired. I don't know.
How about Deuce Vaughn? You saw how small he was when he was running?
Oh, Steph's loving her Deuce Vaughn. She already shouted him out.
DJ Dallas has a good contract, right? Isn't that was the talk right now? His contract's really expensive.
Well, let's see. Yeah, Browns versus Jets.
Right. I will. You know what? I will CPAT it up when he comes back. This guy has 3 right backs.
Wow. What's their 3 running
backs?
I
think this is an auto draft. I think it's auto drafted.
What's their team? When you click on their Herbert to CMC Pollard Akers.
That's how we lost Akers. It was an auto.
I mean, they got a huge Green Bay stack if they're auto drafting. That's our team.
No, it's not. Is it auto? It has to be.
I mean, look, they have a double stack with Jordan Love.
Yeah,
they just take a 4 QB. Fourth.
Yeah, it is. ADP is 199. Yeah, it's auto.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, CPAT or Kelly would be. I'm gonna go either one.
I don't have a lot of them. I might as well make a team that has them.
It's the very last pick of the draft.
I
I just feel like he's still gonna play.
God, I already selected him. Okay, God,
I wasn't trying to be stern about it, but that's a good team. It's a fun team. This is a different team than we drafted. That's for sure.
None of my old guys made the cut this time. Sorry.
I mean, I was shocked we didn't take Connor. I thought for sure we were taking Connor.
I did want to take him, but sometimes I like to see what comes around and how good is that team going to be.
Those guys do sometimes fall too.
I didn't think it was gonna fall, but I do want to see like a team that has like 7 RBs. Like I kind of want a 7 RB team.
I mean, it's a purely zero RB team here. I think it's fun.
All right, read it off.
All right, 2763. We got a Burrow Carr QB. We got Burrow stacked up with T. Did not double him up. We got Carr, and of course, I mean, we had to stack up Carr with Kendre Miller when you can. Our only New Orleans piece there. But yeah, I feel super solid about that QB room. Not really worried about Burrow's injury thing. But yeah, this is more of a 0 RB build than what Davis and I usually build. But yeah, 7 RBs. AJ Dillon, running back some with Justin Jefferson in week 17 there. Will you show me the other RBs that we took? We took AJ Dillon, Brian Robinson.
You want to know something funny about this team is how they're the mini stacks are like really goofy. It's like Gabe Davis, Knox, and then like Harris, and then it's like Brian Robinson and McLaurin, and then it's it's just like really funny. When
this is a Chess Liam approved team with 3 Bills.
It's a very uncorrelated team, but it's like they're enough.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got team stacks. We got stacks with our QBs. A little bit of week 17.
This is a regular season finisher. I'm calling it. This team's gonna hit in the regular season.
Okay.
It's gonna be a top 1.5%. I'm gonna collect 250 on this. It's gonna be good times.
We are gonna collect. I'm sure. But yeah, we should have the rest of our.
We are gonna collect 250 on this.
The rest of our RBs.
And then I know Chris drafted with us, so
he's not gonna show me the RBs.
Garage, the homie. He's a thorn in my side in these drafts, so I hate your guts, Chris. So he's got Geno, Brock Purdy. Not my favorite quarterback set, but I actually think it makes sense if you're betting on him. Josh Jacobs, Rashad Penny, Jalen Warren, Tank, Tajay, Malik. Obviously, this is a RB hero team. Very RB hero, but pretty nice. He wants to shoot us in the foot here. Thank you. And then AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen, J.S. Edgolf, Geno, Chargers, Quentin Johnson with Marvin Mims, Curtis Samuel, Mike Wilson. Curtis Samuel to go against his Kittle, and then Giants, Darren Waller, double elite tight end.
It's a good team.
Really cool.
It was a tiny bit thin at QB. I probably would have done a third QB instead of Michael Wilson. But at the same time, it's tough to say that, like, what QBs would have been there. I don't know.
I mean, he's playing Michael Wilson against his Eagles, right? It's not like that's a naked pick. He's banking that Michael Wilson gets good by week 17. It's going to be a shootout. Kyler Murray's there. Goes against AJ Brown.
Love the receivers. Yeah.
The receivers are really strong though. Like you have 5 in the top 80 already. I do think that the argument of I could use the third quarterback though. Unless you just think Geno's like a top 5 quarterback, totally different story.
Yeah.
Projections, right? It's whatever his projections are. And I know that Chris is always putting in work for it.
Yeah, on draft, I kept trying for a rookie or QB late, but no avail. That's fair.
I probably would have fell on Hal though. I would have found a way to like just fall into Hal, like just go with the Samuel against my Kittle. I think that's what I would have done.
I think that would have made sense. I don't know if he made it all the way that far. Yeah, you just had to rework a couple of things, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think Hal made it. Hal's been getting a little bit hyped too. There's another guy who's kind of like in on for a minute, and I still like to take. I need to find teams that have Hal and Ritter more often. Other than that, I think there's another team to look at. Anybody else in this draft that wants to just give a quick pop? No?
I didn't recognize any of the other names.
Yeah. Chris has super fast fingers. There's no reason he's up in here. I mean, 112, we kind of made fun of this one already.
Hey, you know what? They had a plan, though. I'll say that.
That's a weird plan, man.
It is, but like
It's a lot of receivers I don't even like.
I mean, they took the you could say their anchor receivers early, then they hammered RB, but they did stop. Like they didn't take another running back and then hammered out receiver the rest of the way. You know, it's not the way I would build a team, but I like I think the vision is there for it though.
I think
I don't love that week 2 tight end. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
like this is like what I would consider like could advance team and then loses in playoffs because you're probably shooting yourself in the foot with tight end and you're shooting yourself up if like one of these receivers just doesn't hit for you and then you rely on a bunch of like other guys.
Yeah. Diggs Devontae is super strong though.
Yeah, Diggs Devontae is strong. The Lockett too, even, but
yeah.
4th, 5th RB here. Come on, that's a little excessive.
Yeah, I don't
quarterbacks are great. This is an advancement room for quarterback, but the tight end here is not an advancement. Like there's like if you got to week 17, like you think these tight ends are gonna get him more than 10 or even 8? Probably not. So it's gonna be a tough call. But other than that, I mean, it's nice to see other builds a little bit different.
Yeah. Still think they committed, and if you're gonna punt a position, punting tight end is the one that makes the most sense to do.
Wait, someone did just say something.
Oh.
Steven said Debo.
Steven, were you in this one? Or is that just your tag?
I don't see him in here.
He's just shouting out. That's why
he's shouting out his name. All right, cool.
Oh, we were in a draft together. That's what you said.
Oh, that's what it was.
I'll have to look back and see which one that was. Check out your team.
Well, I got nothing else for you guys. I'm done for the day. We'll see you on Thursday. I am writing a wide receiver article. It's coming out. It should be done this week. Quick headline on it. One of it's going to be about Jalen Waddle. Just not a guy that I'm buying at pick 16 right now. And then exposure check this Thursday. Hope, any last set of words?
No, yeah, that's it. Tune back Thursday. Like Dave said, and we said earlier, we forget to do it. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys hanging out, having the comments. It makes it so much easier. It makes things flow. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be back Thursday. Look at our exposures, where we're at. Yeah, and of course, we'll do a draft as well. So
last but not least, remember, stacking is mandatory on our stream. Pants are optional.
All right.
I know one of you guys are pantsless right now. I know it.
Nah.
Bye, guys.